Bar placement, I really like. Not too high on the neck. It's down pretty much exactly where I would like it, and I can see that quite nicely on Ashwin there. So I just wanted to highlight that. Let's start the video rolling and see how these two guys look at half speed. Okay, we're coming down, pausing about halfway down. Both of these guys have got a very good lumbar curve on the way down. The heels are on the floor. Both of them have got their toes turned out a little. Most people find it more comfortable to squat with their toes turned out a little. But ultimately, I think it's a good idea to try and work into a parallel foot position, because when you're running and jumping in most athletic environments, you're going to want everything to be in a straight line. So that might be something just to work on for the future as we progress. Let's just keep going down to the bottom here. See how these guys look towards the bottom. Now, if I'm looking at Ashwin's hip, there's just a tiny bit of posterior pelvic tilt happening at the bottom. So just let me go back a few frames and try and identify that as he comes down. It's really very subtle, just a little bit of posterior pelvic tilt. When I played this video back with Ashwin in class, I couldn't even see it. I thought I saw it sometimes and then it disappeared other times. Very subtle. Let's go down low and see how squat depth. So Ashwin both you guys are getting to a really good depth. I think once your hip is getting to knee or once you're getting that upper leg parallel to the floor, I think that's a good depth. Some people can come a little bit lower. If you would like to come a little bit lower, that's okay, but really good depth on that squat, guys. Looking good. Now the boys are going to pause at the bottom here, and Ashwin's coming up. Now I'm just going to pause this, and I'm going to slow this right down to 1/4 pace, and I'm just going to focus here on Tristan, and I want you just to watch what happens to the pelvis and lower back here as he powers up into his squat. Let's have a look. Really slow. And boom, right there. Did we see that? Let's just go back through that really, really slowly. Here, he has a nice lumbar curve at the bottom of the movement. As he comes up, he powers up with his glutes, and then boom, all of a sudden, we have a slightly deeper lumbar curve there. And I'm not exactly sure what's happening there. I'd have to have a bit more of a look at it, but I just think his abs and his core are just momentarily switching off as his glutes power, or maybe they're not contracted firmly enough, and he's just losing that lumbar curve. It's just going a little bit too deep. It only happens at the very bottom of the movement, and then as he comes up to the top, his normal lumbar curve does actually return. So that's just a really small thing for us to have a look at. If I take these boys both back down to the bottom, I'm picking up on a lot of people. Our head is up a little bit too high. We really want to get a nice straight line happening through here, and our cervical vertebrae is extended a little bit too high. So we want to tuck our chin down a little on our squat. Other than that, I'm really happy with this squat technique, and I think both these guys have got a real good foundation to work on to develop a really good squat technique from here.